So this is the wheel off of the scooter, and it's got the drive wheel on it. So I've got to get this off and make a mounting similar to what I made for the wheels, except I'm not going to piss about with cotter pins on that, although they were fun to make. But I don't think this needs it anyway, and I'm just going to make a steel one, bolt it in where it's, just match it up with these holes and bolt it onto it. I'll put a different, I'm just going to do that with a couple of grub screws, or a grub screw to start with, because I'm going to have to move this about up and down the axle maybe and get it lined up with a motor when I finally get round to figuring out how I'm going to mount the motor. So anyway, next thing I'm going to do is get this off. I've got to strip the other scooter down yet and get it out of there. Get the other one out and make a couple of mounts for them to go on the axle. So this is what we're after. The little driving cog. So I've just got to make a couple of mounts so I can mount this onto them and then mount them onto the whole thing onto the axle. So get over to the lathe and make a couple of these. This is one of the cogs mounted on an hub that I made. I'll just turn that down so that it's the same size basically as the grub screws I've put in either side. I'll just turn the recess down to fit the cog and drilled 4 holes and screwed the cog onto it. And now I just got to put the 2 of them on the axle. Right, so following this bit will be a speeded up bit of me making that, but if you want to skip through to the next bit, I'll try and put something in down the bottom here or something telling you what time the next bit starts. Right, the finished article. Just got to put a couple of grub screws in either side of that and screw the cog on. Right, so I just balanced that on a kind of couple of bits of wood just to get it off the deck. So that's the drive cogs on there arbours. Now it just so happens under here I've got a bit of aluminium that just by chance is just about the right size for this. So basically, oh, I should have put the chains on there, shouldn't I? Anyway, I've got a mount of motors somewhere like this. So that, let's zoom that in a bit. Yeah, so I've got a mount of motors so that they're running these when they're tight onto the. I have got a couple of chains, but basically I should have put these on with them, so they've got to go on. So there's plenty of room there for that to come up a bit, I think. Poke one on there, make sure. Right, so there's the chains back on there. Right, so there's loads of room to get the motors on there with the chains and put some sort of adjustment on them here so that I can get a bit of tension on them. Now I was thinking of just making like a U-bracket, very oily them chains, to fit on the motors. So the motors have got three little holes here threaded, and an hole, this lump at the back, and that's how they were held onto the scooter. So let me get a bit of the scooter and right, so here's the scooter, so the motor came through here and was bolted on there and then just sat through here, and the whole motor so did they go on? Oh yeah, they had like little spacers in there and the nuts went into them. So what I'm thinking of doing anyway is cutting these off at these welds and seeing if I can use them just to make a mount to fit on there. I'm going to have to make this hole a bit bigger so the actual cog comes through there, and then I reckon I'll be able to just put them together, bend them, weld them up and make a mount that I can move backwards and forwards. Make this hole bigger and clean them up a bit. That's the hole opened out. Now I've got to figure out, I'll clean them up, figure out how to bend them. Right, so I want to bend these. There ain't an awful lot of room. It's going to have to be quite close to the top here, this bend. And of course they're too big to go in my new bender, because that's sod's law. So we're going to have to bend this the good old fashioned way. Namely, beat the shit out of it. I like my new compact bender. It don't get much more compact than an hammer, does it? Cut a little bit off of them. There you go, I'll cut a little bit off of these L bits on here, line these up. I need to cut a little bit off of these here and here so that'll get through it, because at the moment it don't, it's too long. And then I'll weld them together. Let's see if we can mount them on there. I sawed that one off there. That's about where it wants to be. I could probably straighten that up a bit and do a bit more to it. Might do that. Then put a couple of tacks on it, weld it up, and drill through it to get it on the base. But I'll tack it up and then weld it. There we go, that's both the motor mountings made. I'm quite pleased with them. I thought I was going to have to get some metal and bend it and transfer the holes from the motors to the bracket, but using the bits that come off the scooters has made that a bit easier. So they're on there. Just got to drill some slots in this when I decide exactly where this is going on the thing, and actually bolt them on. And then the next thing, I'm going to be sorting these electrics out, because this is the little motor controllers that were on the scooters, but I need one for each of the motors. But I want to control them together, so you cross these over some. So I'm going to have to do a bit of research into that. And cold up here. Yeah, see if I can get the motors working in sync off of one throttle. But that'll be for the next one. But it's taking shape, it's getting there.